When Jordan's father married again, everything changed. Jordan was 19, with a quiet, watchful nature and an intuition sharper than most adults. He'd grown up too quickly, and it showed in the way he studied people, as if waiting for them to reveal who they really were. When his dad, Michael, brought home Natalie, a woman almost 20 years younger and devastatingly beautiful, Jordan didn't say much. He didn't need to. His silence said more than any words. Natalie moved into their quiet Georgia home like a storm wrapped in silk. Her laughter echoed through the halls, her perfume lingered in every room. To the outside world, she was the perfect stepmother, warm, affectionate, and glowing with charm. But Jordan's gut twisted every time she smiled at him. Something about her wasn't right. She was too smooth, too perfect. And her eyes lingered too long when she looked at him. Not like a mother. Not like anything safe. Michael adored her. He looked 10 years younger, full of energy and affection, which made it harder for Jordan to say what he was feeling. He wasn't even sure he understood it himself. Started small. She'd walk into the kitchen wearing just a robe when Jordan was making coffee. She'd brush against him a little too closely in the hallway. Once, he caught her watching him from the doorway while he lifted weights in the garage. Her gaze cold and curious. "You don't have to be afraid of me," she said once, out of nowhere, when they were alone on the back porch. Jordan blinked. "I'm not." Natalie smiled, tilting her head. "Good. Because I'm not your enemy." "I didn't say you were. But you think it." Jordan said nothing. His silence stretched again, thick and hard. That night, he found her outside his bedroom door. She didn't knock. She didn't speak. She just stood there, hand against the wood, breathing slow and steady. And then she walked away. Michael left on business trips often. Jordan knew his father worked in construction, managing sites in other states. Natalie stayed behind, playing the devoted wife. But one weekend when Michael was away, Jordan woke up to find her sitting in the living room, staring at the blank TV screen with a glass of wine in her hand. "You don't trust me," she said again. He didn't respond. "I don't blame you. I wouldn't trust me either." Jordan turned to leave, but she stopped him with a whisper. "Do you know what your father did to his first wife? That made him freeze." "He didn't tell you, did he?" Her voice was soft and sharp. "You're just like your mother, quiet, suspicious, smart." He turned slowly. "What are you talking about?" Natalie stood, wine glass dangling from her fingers. "Look into it. Questions. But be careful, Jordan. Not everyone wants the truth." That night he barely slept. The next week Jordan started digging. Old records, police reports, archived articles. His mother had died in a car accident, or so he'd always been told. But there were holes in the story, strange inconsistencies. A private investigator's name popped up in one of the old papers, and when Jordan finally reached out, the man was retired but remembered the case. "You're Michael Gaines's kid?" the man asked, voice cautious. "Yes." "Then you'd better be real careful, son. Your dad's not who you think he is." "What happened to my mom?" There was a long pause. "She was scared of him. Said he was getting violent. Wanted to leave, take you with her. Next thing we knew, she wrapped her car around a tree in the middle of the night. No skid marks. No sign she tried to brake. But the cops ruled it an accident. They always do when the husband has friends in the department." Jordan felt cold all over. He confronted Natalie the next morning. "You knew." She sipped her coffee without looking at him. "Of course I knew. Why do you think I'm here? You're using him. I'm watching him. And now you are too." Jordan sat down, his hands trembling. "Are you in danger?" "I've been in danger since the day I said, I do." She finally looked at him. "So have you." He studied her. For the first time he saw something behind the beauty, A woman trapped, scared, and maybe desperate. Why haven't you left? 'Cause if I do, I die. Just like your mom. They made a plan. Natalie would record Michael, gather evidence, try to trigger him into revealing something incriminating. Jordan would back her up, create a paper trail, contact a reporter he trusted. They'd take him down together. But Michael was 2 steps ahead. One night, Jordan came home to find Natalie bleeding on the kitchen floor. The knife was still in her hand. The police arrived minutes later, and Michael stood over her with tears in his eyes, telling them she'd attacked him, that she was unstable, that Jordan had always resented the marriage and helped her plan something dangerous. They arrested them both. But that's not where it ended. Natalie had left a note hidden inside a book on Jordan's shelf, coded, dated, and full of evidence. Photos, voice memos, even a flash drive with old files from Michael's previous divorce proceedings and threats he'd made. Jordan's attorney used it all. It didn't clear them completely. Michael's lawyers were vicious, but it cracked his image. Soon more women came forward. Old friends, former co-workers. The stories added up. Eventually Michael was arrested. Natalie disappeared shortly after the trial. Jordan never saw her again. Sometimes he wonders if she loved his father once, or if she only ever loved revenge. He still hears her voice sometimes, like a whisper in the dark. You're just like your mother, quiet, suspicious, smart. And that's what saved him in the end.